Hello, Jess. I love the way you and your guests handle issues. I have a problem and I need your help. I'm in a relationship with a guy who wants to marry me, but I'm not prepared at the moment. So I asked for more time. He's in Accra. I'm in Kumasi. He wants us to have sex each time I pay him a visit. Anytime I talk about no sex before marriage, he gets either upset or sad. I've explained to him that I want to reach a certain level in life before I get pregnant out of wedlock. But he doesn't mind fathering a child because he said we will definitely get married. Because of his constant pressure, I've decided not to visit him for a while. And because of this, he has started accusing me of cheating on him. I'm tired of trying to explain things to him. Please help me, sisters, because I'm confused. I don't know how to help myself and him at the same time. He's a hardworking man, so I don't want to lose him. Thank you. Eugenia, I'm coming to you with this one.
So I want to take it from the end. He's a hard-working man. Does that not make you not a hard-working woman then? I think that these are some of the challenges or the problems that we begin to create before we even get into marriage. You don't want to leave him because he's hardworking. What does that suggest? That therefore you're going to be dependent on him. And therefore, if you're going to be dependent on him, then you will have to comply with everything he says. It means it's a 70-30, 90-10, where he's bringing 90 and you're bringing 10. It's not balanced, okay? It's not balanced. And it's a marriage a marriage is a partnership. Is meant to be a partnership. Partnerships could be 50-50, could be 60-40, but there's a mutual level of understanding and respect that needs to be worked with. So for me, the way she ended it kind of sounded a bit off for me. Not to say she's incorrect in putting it that way, but it's just off. I'm thinking if that's my brother and that's what you're saying about him, then it means, he's taking care of you and you like that. You don't want to change. Then in that case, then why don't you go by what he says? In terms of him, complaining that because you don't want to have premarital sex, in terms of him complaining of cheating, it's just reverse psychology. I mean, he's guilting you. He's trying to find out whether it's because you're sleeping with someone else and that's why you don't want to be with him. And I'm sure as a woman, you do know that if you don't, well, we're telling you that that's what it is. Now, to the issue of your own principles, and that's what I've noticed that a lot of women tend not to have. What are your principles? And you lay your card on the table. So if your principle, which you stated, was that you didn't want to have sex before marriage or you don't want to have kids out of wedlock, and it's non-negotiable, it's non-negotiable. You cannot help him. It's for him to decide, okay, I can live with this or not. Obviously, from what you're saying, he can't live with it. So I'm sure I'm making it sound very simple and straightforward. But if you have principles, you are normally respected for it. Because if he's only throwing this thing of cheating at you because he can't find anything else, if you renege on your own principles, it will come back and bite you someday. It will definitely come back and bite you. Because he will use it, he will tell you that, oh, you said this before we got married, but you did it. And so once I see you with this man, then it must mean that. Your principles should be your principles. You don't want to have sex before marriage, or you don't want to have kids out of wedlock, so be it. There are men out there who also would not want that. To say that because he's not the only hardworking man in the world. I'm not even going to say in the country. Mm-hmm. He's not the only hardworking man. So if that's your excuse, then I'm here to tell you that you will find hardworking men who share the same ideals as you do have. I think that this thing of not being sure what we want to do, and so we want second advice. We normally know what we want to do, but we just want someone to confirm whether we're right or wrong. But you do know that these are your principles. You do know how you feel about him. Matter of fact, you're not here to defend yourself. So I could almost vouch from the tone of your letter that you probably are going to give in. The tone of your letter suggests that, you're at your wit's end and you're probably going to give in because he's a hardworking man. I mean, I keep coming to that reason because I find it There are hardworking men out there in the world. Trust me, there are tons of them. So that can't be your only reason. Does he match up with the other ideals you have? What do you want in a man? We as women, we need to begin to have standards. Men do. Men will say, I want a light-skinned woman. I want a woman with hips. I want a woman who's at this age. Women tend not to. If we do, we begin to, settle. We begin to settle. But if you have your ideals, you do have it. If you want to change your ideals, nobody would hold it against you. But then don't come asking for, as it were, confirmation, or don't come asking for what you know a third party will say that will not tally with how you feel. You're the one in the relationship. You're the one feeling how you feel. And I believe you really like this guy. I can't speak too loud, but I believe you really, really like this guy and the fact that he's hardworking. And so I think that, it's really up to you. If you will let go of your ideals, then you live with the consequences. If, let's say, it's kids you don't want out of wedlock, you know what to do. You're a woman. There are contraceptives out there. If it is out of wedlock that's bothering you. If it is premarital sex, then you know what to do. Then let's get married. Then get married. But then again, I will caution you that if the reason for getting married is to have kids, then let's make sure he feels the same way. If he doesn't, then you have different reasons for getting married, and that is the beginning of challenges to come in the marriage.
Interesting point there. Right. Livy.
At which point is having a child out of wedlock cool? And why have you managed to get him to convince you for you to actually consider and give it a timing? Do you see what I mean? Like, she's decided, oh, okay, I don't mind having a child for you, but you wait, when I'm 25, I'll have a child, but don't marry me. Like, so you don't have any standards. You don't have, like, what is his goal for the relationship? What is the objective for the relationship? Like, so you are succumbing to his bickerings and his immaturity. And you do know what you want for yourself, which is to keep your knickers on. Do you know what, sweethearts? Maybe a child t-shirt, okay? Maybe cable t-shirt, then I will make sure that I pledge to keep my knickers on, because that's what you believe in. You cannot let go of your beliefs, your ethics, your morals, what makes you you, just because of some toy boy who feels like, you should do whatever he wants. So okay, so you have a child with him, and then what? What does it guarantee? What? So you make him happy. At which point in time is he growing up to think that this relationship is hand go, hand come? I need to also step up as a man to love my girlfriend to the extent that I need to make sure she's happy, she's okay, everything. Because you know what? For me, I go by the principle, men love your wives, women be submissive, or women respect your man. It's not easy for men to love women. Neither is it easy for women to completely submit. And you need to find a man who loves everything about you, who is ready to wait for you, a man who loves you enough to understand where you're coming from. And I don't think that this guy has it. And it's very unfortunate that you should think that you love him because, you can't let him go because he's hardworking. He's hardworking but doesn't have any balls. Like, at which point in time is that? Like, so he's hardworking, so you want the money. Like, what do you also want for yourself? Like, are you going to school? Do you want to be independent? Do you want something for yourself? Do you want something for your life? Like, what do you want for yourself as a young woman? Why should your life be completely dependent on some guy who wants you to just have a child for him? Sweetheart, I know my friend, it's not somebody, my friend. They were together. She was in a long relationship with this guy. She kept herself, no, I won't do. I want my knickers on. I won't do. Guy said, okay, no problem. Let's go. We'll get the engagement thing. Come and meet my mommy. Come and meet my daddy. Oh, we'll go and do knocking. We'll go and do, they got clothes. They got the cloth. They got the suitcase, got everything. So, okay, we're almost there. So if I give it to you, cry, and yes, They did it, and it suits me, it suits you. The guy didn't marry the girl.
Oh boy.
They didn't get married. Like, it doesn't do jack. Okay, and like I always say, you open up to him, you open up yourself to all sorts of things, and you have to live with the consequences. Sweetheart, keep your knickers on. Focus on beautiful things surrounding your life. Focus on your future. Focus on what you want to do with your life, rather than some guy who wants to tell you what to do every second. There's so much more to life besides having sex. Why should the relationship be dependent on sex? Why? And the fact that he's really playing on you. He's in Accra and you're somewhere, and he's telling you, say, you're cheating on him. So what is he doing? Like,
he's probably cheating on her.
He's probably cheating. Like, my guy, like, sweethearts, like, you know what? This is what I think. You see, it will get to a point in time whereby, okay, you have sex with him today. Tomorrow he's bored. He hops onto the next project. And then what happens to you? And then, assuming you even end up together, and then at which point in time are you going to have some kind of value to say, yo, Masa, you know what? This is not cool. Like, at which point in time are you going to say no? So tell him, no, you're not interested. Let him go, Masa.
Jana
Maninko, this is too much wahala, man. Jana Maninko. You find a hard-working guy who loves you for you, who values your values as a young woman. Don't be fickle-minded. Don't be, Masa.
Drea, can't wait to hear you. You've got that look.
So you see, I hardly quote from the Bible. But it is with good reason that the Bible says, do not be unequally yoked.
Thank you.
Okay. It's a beautiful thing to have principles. You started off and she said she's not ready. And that's when I knew what the answer was. You have principles. It's beautiful. We're in 2021. Trust me. There are very few of you. There are very, very few young women who are principled enough to say, I want to wait till after marriage. Stick to your principles. Believe me, there are young men out there who want to wait till after marriage too, who are equally hardworking. Do not let this man who's in Accra probably doing God knows what on your blind side convince you into losing your principles, changing your values. Don't do that. The Bible says, do not be unequally yoked. You're unequally yoked with this man. If you want to stay chaste until you're married, tell him, say, if you cannot wait, oh yeah, come and be going. Because the next man that I will find, and this is a conversation that needs to be had from the very beginning of a relationship. You know, I say all the time that we have relationships and we find ourselves in relationships rather than actually going into a relationship. You should have the conversation and say, look, if you're in a relationship with me, I'm not ready. I don't feel ready to have sex. I don't feel ready to get married. I don't feel ready to, I want to get to this stage. Are you willing to wait? Because if you're not willing to wait, let's not waste each other's time. Okay. I don't want to waste your time. I don't want you to come and pressure me into doing what I'm not ready to do. These are conversations that need to be had even before a full-blown, that's what they call the courting or the dating. I always mix those two. But basically, the knowing me, knowing you stage, these are the conversations that, darling, you have principles. I'm proud of you. Stick to your principles. Don't let me change your mind.
Oh, and keep your body as the temple of God and fellowship. Enjoy your body. Enjoy the moment.
You know, this just reminds me of, and I've said this on the show before, for those of you who have watched and listened to it for years, there was this guy I used to date back in the day who left me because I wouldn't sleep with him.
It's typical.
I was so brokenhearted. I was like, because I was into the guy, Charlie, my first. Well, no, he wasn't my first, but like, you know.
You were in love.
Yeah. This guy left me because I wouldn't sleep with him. And I think he thought that if he threatened to leave, I would beg him to stay.
And then you would sleep with him?
No, I didn't.
No. That's what having principles
Guess what?
Exactly. What?
3 days later, he messages me and says he was just joking.
No.
Too bad. Too
I
late.
said, oh, don't worry.
You're gone.
Continue joking. Let's continue. We're all joking.
Let us be continuing.
I'm jokingly over you.
Yes.
And that was it till date. It's funny. I connected with him just last year. We were having a chat about it. But yeah, I mean, if you have principles, just stick to it. You will thank yourself later. You know, there's nothing like giving up what you truly believe in for another person. You only to realize that they did you in and they didn't have your best interest at heart at all. You will never forgive yourself for it. So stick to your guns. And I do wish you the best of luck with that one. Let's read maybe our last message. We'll try and squeeze this in quickly. So it says, in 2001, I divorced my wife and we agreed to care for the kids together. I moved out and she moved back to the USA. Every time I visit them, she will invite me to the bedroom and we'll make love. She will cook, be very nice to me. But at the moment, she's not dating anybody. But I already have a girlfriend. I recently find myself visiting them 3 times a month instead of 3 times a year that we planned before. Last week, I asked her to marry me again.
She said no, Abby.
And she said no.
Oh, I like her.
That got me so angry and pissed off. What is all the cooking and being nice about if she's not for real? 1 minute each.
Please, say, you have no right to be angry. Please, she was cooking for you and she Charlie Yankee some way. She doesn't want to be sleeping with some Makata boys. So as you come, they take you checking how far. That be all it be. You have gone to take a World Cup and gone to leave your girl. It's on you, massa. Please, you have no right to be angry. She has used you. It's over.
Savage. Olivia, 1 minute. Let's go.
It's cool. You can actually mark time around her. Do what it is that you have to do. Enjoy. Like, if I were you, I would go into dating all over again. Just
dating who? Her?
His wife. His wife.
But she said no.
She said no. What if she's playing hard to get?
But she's sleeping with him and cooking for him.
Yes,
she has children for him. It's not hard to get.
You think so?
Please,
you don't think
she they take him checking how far
level.
In fitness level. That's your where you go take him World Cup. Where you they go? I've been married to you before. I knew it wasn't good. That's why you were my ex.
Damn.
I know what it's like to be married to you. I don't want to be married to you.
Then technically she shouldn't be sleeping with him then. Or he shouldn't be sleeping with her.
Yes, because he has
exactly. Yeah. So
on your girlfriend with me.
Okay. So hold on. So now this guy, what exactly does he want? What does he want? Because then we can decide not to have sex with his wife. Because if
but she's the one who's offering. She's being nice and everything.
So don't take it. So you two to flex
don't take it, but you want it. Genius. Talk to us.
Olivia, bless your heart. Well, bless your heart. Look, this woman is enjoying being the other woman, is what it is. She gets all the attention she wants. She's just enjoying being the other woman. Obviously, we haven't heard her side of the story. She probably will be telling us something different. And it will be the fact that the guy probably used to cheat on her and that's why they divorced. So if she's getting the opportunity to do it to him, yeah, she doesn't want to get married and go through all that again. So she's enjoying being a side chick.
Charlie, I've been married to you.
You should enjoy being a side guy and
listen. No, listen. It's not like I haven't been married to you before. I know what it's like to be married to you.
Yeah.
Okay, now that I'm not married to you, you have a girlfriend, and I know you have a girlfriend, and you're sleeping with me. It means that you haven't changed. You're still a cheater.
That's a good point.
You're still a cheater.
A good point.
I ain't gonna marry you.
No.
I'll eat my cake and have it.
No, that's all.
That's all.
We'll end it here.